So to learn a whole new vocabulary and industry, how the hell did you guys do that?
I have no idea. Looking back, I don't know. We just did it. And to be in a male dominated industry, I mean, we were two little girls that nobody wanted to talk to. Nobody wanted to, I mean, even the investors, the way they looked at us, because we were female operating in this male dominated industry, we weren't good enough for them, even though we have the sales and we had the company. And so I can't even count the number of times we've been told no, 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 no. But it just fuels us even more to keep going.
Hi guys, my name is Tina Hong.
I'm Anna Ostrowski.
And we are excited to have my good friend Amber Roush here. Do you go by Lansing?
Lansing Roush, but yeah, Roush is the legal one.
Okay, I wasn't sure. And she has a family-owned holistic hemp company, which is really controversial during this time. So I'm excited to have her on today to kind of explore a little bit more about that and answer some of our curious questions between Anna and I. So welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to join you, ladies.
So I know this one's probably obvious, but just so, you know, I know you personally, but Anna doesn't, and some of the audience doesn't know you, but just tell us a little bit about you and how the company got started.
Yeah, so we're going into our 5th year. I can't believe it's been that long. The company is called Holistic Hemp Company. We are CBD wellness focused. CBD is a cannabinoid of the hemp marijuana cannabis plant. And so we derive that and we use that cannabinoid in all of our products. It's such a hot topic right now. But 4 years ago when we started, nobody knew what we were talking about. And everybody thought we were absolutely crazy for quitting our jobs to go into this. I was a CPA working full-time in nonprofit sector. Yeah, I know. I had just gotten my license and decided, nah, I don't want to do this.
She left that stable pay.
Yeah, I missed that stable pay, but yes, yes, I left it. My sister was teaching economics on the college level, and she was a real estate agent. And so what really happened is we just got so burned out of the corporate grind. And I mean, I loved it. Like, I loved the stress. I loved the environment. I thrived on those stressful situations. And so did she. And our bodies gave out, trying to keep up with that fast-paced lifestyle. We got really, really sick. And when we got so sick, we started going to the doctors and doing the whole Western medicine, you know, standard route, and nobody could help us. It was appointment after appointment with just a list of diagnoses, a list of autoimmune conditions, and no answers, nothing. Just take these pills, live with this for the rest of your life, and I'll see you next year. And that was my first real experience, anything like that. And it just didn't sit well. I couldn't do that. Like, I couldn't do that. Just take a pill and live with it.
Well, it's frustrating too.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Just hear that over and over and over again when you're feeling that way and to not have answers, for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Looking back, I can't believe I survived it because it was so horrible, and that I've come to the other side. But that's what started Holistic Hemp. Is we had one doctor who said, you should find CBD oil. I'm hearing it's helping. And there was nothing on the market. There were like 3 companies. We didn't trust them. We couldn't get their stuff across state lines. And so, yeah, we,
this was just 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
crazy.
It's kind of exploded, huh?
Yeah, it's grown a lot.
It's exploded. And that's what's kind of like, I have to ground myself and bring me back to the present moment and say, look what's changed over the 4 and 5 years that we've been in business. And so we quit our jobs, left that stable pay, like Tina said. It was absolutely terrifying. And the way I looked at it is I was going to get fired either way because I had used all my sick time. I was using all my vacation because I was so sick. So I was like, I'm going to get fired anyway. I need to just go. And that's what we did. And we were just naive enough to start. I think if we knew all the challenges and obstacles that we had gone through, if we would have known that was ahead, we wouldn't have done it, because it's been a roller coaster, a wonderful one. But it's been extremely difficult to work in a gray area, is what our lawyers like to call it. So yeah, that's how Holistic Hemp was born. It was out of personal need for quality CBD. And so that's how that started. And here we are now.
And something with your sister too. I love that.
Yes.
That you had a partner in all of this. Now, talk to us a little bit more about some of those challenges that you were just explaining. You're like, maybe if I would have known some of those things, or so tell us a little bit more about some of the challenges you faced.
So the challenges, so really this is speaking at the beginning. So 4 years ago, talking about the start of an industry, the birth of a whole industry. Nobody knew what CBD was. So we had heard it from a couple different doctors, a couple different farmers that were just beginning to play in CBD. So we could see it, we could touch it, we could get it across state lines legally, like gray area legal. And so that was a challenge because we were starting an industry. There was no rule books. There were no rules. Lawyers didn't know what to tell us. Banks wouldn't talk to us. We couldn't get bank accounts anywhere. We couldn't get insurance. All those things, we couldn't get a lease, and we couldn't find any landlord that was willing to rent us space for these products. So that was really the first 2 years, was navigating those challenges, trying to be a legit business.
Well, it's already a challenge, I feel like, with established industries. So let alone one that isn't. It's like, okay, where do we go? Who do we go to next?
Yes. I remember going to every single major bank and every one of them telling us no, no, no. And then we realized, okay, you know what? We just need to use our LLC name. So our LLC didn't have any hemp or anything in there. Got in a bank account. We've had it active since. We couldn't get any credit card processing because nobody would work with us. And so it was all these back channels to make it work, and now these companies come in and everything's open and ready to go. But those were the biggest challenges, was starting the industry when there was nothing in place at all.
It's because it was federal laws, right?
Yep. And so that was the window, is President Obama had signed in legal hemp to be able to do research. And so that's what we were working under at the beginning. Now hemp is federally legal. And so now it's available. People can go bank, you can get credit card processing easier. But at the beginning, it was just such a gray area. THC was illegal. That's the component of the plant that gets you high, but nobody was talking about CBD, and it had none of those psychological effects. And so that's why I say gray area back then, because it was still cannabis, but it wasn't the psychological. So we were able to kind of find our path that way.
I feel like this is a dumb question.
No dumb question.
I almost need this re-explained. Like, what's the difference between THC and CBD or cannabis? Like,
That's what I was going to say. Can we just outline that?
Yeah,
because for you, it's like second nature, but for me, I'm like, okay, wait, explain that just a little.
I know.
Yeah,
I forget that I'd slow it down because we've been in it for so long. So you have cannabis, you have the cannabis plant. That's the top plant. And then you have cannabis is the more female, hemp is more male, the male part of the plant. It's all the same. It's really all the same. You use hemp a lot in industrial purposes. So textiles, fabrics, you can make hemp concrete now. So hemp was always more, food was more industrial. When they say cannabis and THC, that was the more medical components of the plant. And so THC and CBD, they're all just cannabinoids of those plants, the little molecules, cannabinoids that make up the genetic makeup of the plant. And there are hundreds of them, hundreds. We're just now discovering them and finding out their real uses. And so THC was always the one that was talked about, that people knew, because that's what got you high. That's what is
the bad guy.
Yeah. That's what made you feel good. That's what got you high. That's what's in the medical components in all the medical states. That's what Colorado had legalized years ago, medical cannabis for high THC content. It works great with pain, all different kinds of conditions, but it has that psychological effect, and that's what's illegal. CBD, you can extract these cannabinoids out. And so when you take the CBD out without the THC, you don't get high. You just get all the medical benefits of it, the anti-inflammation, the anti-anxiety. It's a massive list of things that it helps with, but it doesn't give you that psychological high that a lot of people are looking for. We knew in our hearts and in our soul that there were so many more people out there that wanted the medical benefits of the plant without the head high. Because I love my cannabis, I love my THC, but I cannot function like that and run a company. And I just, there's certain times, right? I cannot use THC every day. although it helps with my pain and it helps with all of that. So we knew that we had this CBD, this thing that nobody was talking about, that took care of all of my pain, all of the conditions that I was dealing with without the head high. And so for us, we just knew there was something there that people just weren't exploring yet. And that's what we were able to bring to Texas and to bring to the other states. And so that's my broad explanation of
no, that helps a ton. Like I feel like obviously I'm not gonna like it's sticking for right now, and I almost need things just re-explained over and over. I mean, it's the same thing in my world when I'm talking about finances. I'm like, no, we literally explained this, but it's okay as long as you're, hey, I know it's not it's a new thing. We're gonna re-explain it. Explain to me, so this is kind of switching gears. I don't know, Anna, do you have another one on that topic in particular?
Well, I was a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm just going to ask it. Sorry,
please. No stupid questions.
So you're talking about different things with anxiety and relax. And so I've battled with anxiety since I can remember. And I've had a couple people bring up CBD to me. And I didn't totally understand that connection, but hearing you talk about it, and I was on your website and I was looking up different things. Can you talk about the connection of CBD and mental health, not just physical health, but the mental health side of it?
Yeah, because that's a huge thing right now, especially with COVID and everybody, just all the chaos in the world.
Right.
Anxiety was one of my big things too. And so what it really does for the mental health component is you have this system in your body called the endocannabinoid system. It's just like your circulatory system, your respiratory system, all those different systems of the body. They only discovered it a couple years ago. And so it's called your endocannabinoid system, and it responds to cannabinoids in the cannabis plant. And we're so deficient. I know, it's like mind blown because we're so deficient. It's been illegal for so long. It's been out of our diets. It's not in our food system. It's not in a daily consumption. And so every single person is deficient in cannabinoids, and that affects your endocannabinoid system. And your endocannabinoid system works to bring your entire body into this homeostasis or into this balance to make sure that everything's working appropriately. And so when you take CBD, it fires on that endocannabinoid system. There's receptors all over your skin, in every different organ of your body. And so that CBD will go to those receptors where you need it most and bring you back into balance. And so it does the same thing for anxiety. You're having anxiety because of different systems in your body are not firing appropriately for all different reasons, stress, the environment, the food we eat, everything. And so those cannabinoids, the CBD, brings it back into balance. It really sounds like a snake oil when you start talking about it, because you're like, how can it do all of these different things? But that's what it really plays on. I mean, if your anxiety's flaring that day, and you take it, it fires on those receptors that need to bring you back down and bring you back into balance.
And when you say take it, what do you mean? Because there's a lot of different forms of it.
There's a lot of different forms. So what we specialize in and what we have found over the 4 years going in, I can't believe we're going into our 5th year, but
that's amazing.
I know what we have really found. So what we work with is called a full spectrum oil. So full spectrum, we use as much as the plant as we're legally allowed to. So we use the cannabis plant, the hemp plant, and we extract all the cannabinoids, all the molecules. We're legally have to take out the THC, and we're allowed to leave up to a certain percentage. And we do leave very, very small trace amounts in there because it helps work synergistically better.
You got Tina interested now. Did you see her? She's like, oh.
Just kidding. I'm not allowed to do any of that stuff.
It doesn't show up on, I know. That is
I look more fun than I really am. I swear. I'm actually.
It will be legal here in Texas very, very soon. Like it's coming. So we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so it's a full spectrum oil. So we try to leave the plant as intact as possible because we believe nature has all the answers that we need, and we don't need to cut it up or mess it up with scientific processes or a lot of extraction. And so we get it down to an oil, a full spectrum oil, meaning we have a lot of different cannabinoids in there. CBD is the main one because that's what everybody's familiar with. And then we put it in tincture. It's a dropper. So you do a dropper full under your tongue, or capsules. We have capsules too.
What's more effective?
It depends. So our pain management customers who are really using it for horrible, horrible pain, condition, cancer, all the things that I'm not allowed to say because of the FDA, they really like the capsules because they're stronger. We just have them at a stronger dosage.
Yeah.
And they can travel a little further through your digestive tract. For anxiety, I like the tincture because
it's quick.
When I'm having a panic attack, or you feel that pressure in your chest, you know, like that, just that anxiety, I take this and I'll take 3 dropperfuls. There's not a toxic amount. So you won't get high. So you don't have to worry about that. And there's not like a toxic amount. So you can take as much as you need to feel the effects that you want. And so
I was going to say, curious, have you ever done like an experiment where, like, let's say I took like a what's it called, like a fake one, placebo,
yeah
and I took a real one, and like, can we trick ourselves to be like, oh yeah, I totally feel better, I took a drop, you know, like, have y'all done like testing for that?
We haven't personally done testing, but I've read a lot of studies on that. And I mean, I strongly believe in the placebo effect. Like, it's real, and your mind will respond. You can tell yourself something and your body will react.
Make it happen.
Yeah. So I truly do believe in that. But no, it's interesting because we do have people that have taken a lot of different brands and a lot of different companies, and they don't find relief, but when they take ours, they do find some relief. So we tell everybody, don't give up. If you try a company and you didn't like it, don't write it off just yet. Just keep trying to find a different brand or a different company that works for your body.
Is that because they have different levels and mixtures or processes?
Exactly. Okay. Different levels, processes, a lot of the stuff on the market right now. And I don't want to talk bad about any other company or products, because I mean, we're all in it together.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just don't care. It's a money game for them over quality.
Well, because it's booming right now, right?
Yeah.
So they're trying to get in. I get that.
Unfortunately. That's what we deal with on a daily basis now. We care so much about quality. I mean, our cost of goods sold line, I mean, the dollars we put into this bottle is so high compared to the average company. We care more about the health of our customers and our patients than we do about the profit getting returned to us. And so quality is a big thing. Extraction methods are a very big thing, because you can extract it, but then it's left with all these heavy metals or all this residual stuff, which is horrible for your body. And
yeah, and I can tell when we're talking to you that, you know, the other players might be here for the money game, right? And you really derived this, you know, birthed this business from need of health concern, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I can hear it in your voice, and so I think it's commendable on its own to just, one, take that leap and just opening a business, and then to open up a business in a industry that is so gray, where you got turned down left and right, and all you had was probably your sister, and that's a separate story. Just to have business family owned, I think, has its own dynamics.
It's hard, not gonna lie.
My sister and I, right? So I totally understand. So I don't know if I'm switching gears, but walk me through the challenges there, just being sisters in the business. Like, do y'all balance each other out, or, you know, like, if you were to look back, would you have changed partners?
I think on certain days we would say yes. Both of us would. It's super hard, right? So being family, when we started, nobody believed in us. Nobody. I mean, our families told us we were stupid, both sides of the family. Our friends told us we were dumb. So nobody but me and her could see this multi-billion-dollar market coming. And so that was hard in its own regard, because you have the family who doesn't believe in you at all, telling you you're both making horrible decisions. And so we had each other to rely on. We're complete opposites. We have been our entire life. I mean,
it's true. I know them both.
Night and day opposites. And so that has its advantages and its disadvantages. You know, the advantages, you can see things from two completely different sides. Like, we can talk things out. The disadvantages, I mean, we're the only owners. We went out to seek investors last year, but we didn't like anybody that we met. And they were all so money hungry that it just didn't feel right. And so we decided, be your own investor. We have to figure this out ourselves. And so being the only two owners in the business to bounce ideas off of, that does get hard because we disagree a lot and we're very headstrong. I believe strongly in what I believe in, and she believes strongly in what she believes in, and we're entitled to that. But at the end of the day, we have to come together and push forward to make progress. And I do think it's a benefit to being sisters, because as much as we disagree or we might not like each other's
You're
views,
stuck with each other.
you're stuck. Like, it doesn't, like, you're stuck, right? I mean, you just have to move on, just keep going.
You guys play rock, paper, scissors to solve a problem?
Oh, that might be a good idea.
I do that with my nieces. I'm like, and it works because it's 50-50.
We might have to do that, definitely. But no, it's been good. I couldn't do it with anybody else because of it being such a weird industry, and it's a man-dominated industry still. It's so being a female in it is hard. I couldn't do it with anybody else because the amount of stress, the challenges that we've had, the amount of tears we've cried because things aren't working out. Like it, yeah, and she's family, so we're in this
unconditional love. Yes. So I want to talk a little bit more about how you said your family was like, "Why are you doing this?" Your friends were like, "Are you crazy?" How the heck did you guys continue to keep pushing when everyone in your circle of trust said, "No, no, no"?
I think I was so pissed off that nobody believed in us that
like,
I was and she's more of a firecracker than I am. So I think we were just so freaking angry that nobody believed. And my family's, it's like half and half, right? Pro cannabis. Yes, we love marijuana. We love all that. And then the other half is like, oh my God, you're dealing with the devil. And so it's,
true.
You know, we just did it and we threw it in their face, and this is what we're doing. But it was hard because we couldn't ask anybody for questions, challenges, and both sides of the family have run their own business, but yet we had no mentor. We had no advice, no help, no idea where to turn. It was probably a blessing in disguise to some extent because we didn't get bogged down with everybody else's opinions. We just went forward. But yeah, it was hard. I mean, there were a lot of nights where I probably cried myself to sleep because we had no support from any which way. We just had each other. And here we are now. It's everywhere.
Moving them wrong was the driver.
That was the driver.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Because
you're a strong woman.
Yeah, thanks. I had just finished my CPA license and just landed a really awesome job in the nonprofit sector, one that I'd always wanted. And she was killing it doing real estate and teaching at the college level. And for us to walk away from that was just the worst possible decision we could have made in our family's eyes. And so,
at this point, you're leaving CPA, very, relatable economics, being a teacher, right? Those are really good sound jobs, and to go from respectable, quote unquote respectable jobs to gray zone jobs.
To selling drugs. That's what everybody was saying. I'm like, well, you know what? I'll do it. I'm good at it. Let's do this.
Oh my God. Sorry.
Pause for a second to just say though, it says a lot about you and your sister, not only with the strength part, but also learning a whole nother industry. That's a whole different dictionary that she just had to, she had the dictionary of economics and real estate, and you had law and all that kind of stuff. So to learn a whole new vocabulary and industry, how the hell did you guys do that?
I have no idea. Looking back, I don't know. We just did it. And to be in a male-dominated industry, we were two little girls that nobody wanted to talk to. Nobody wanted to, even the investors, the way they looked at us, because we were female operating in this male-dominated industry, we weren't good enough for them, even though we have the sales and we had the company. And so I can't even count the number of times we've been told no, but it just fuels us even more to keep going.
And so where does this passion root from? Because girl, if I was in your shoes, no way. I'd be like, okay, I'm done, bye.
I have those days a lot.
So is this passion fueled from the fact that you went through this and you found a solution for it and you want to give that to others? Comment a little bit more on how that is continuing to drive you, because I think 99% of us would be like, all right,
I'm out. No, I think you said it perfectly. It's this drive that I have. I was so sick no normal doctor, right, could give me any answers. And I wasn't going to take a pill for the rest of my life and shut my mouth when I knew that I could drive to Colorado, get what I needed to make me feel better, but then I wasn't allowed to have it back in Texas. Like, it just really, there's so many people that are hurting and are in pain and need natural healing to an extent. And they don't know, they're not aware. And so that's what really drove me.
Yeah, definitely. And I love that and appreciate that too, because I think there's a lot of people that, like you said, are considering it a gray area, don't really do the research on it, don't take the time to learn how it can affect their body.
Yeah.
And so they look over it. And I think there's a huge market out there of people that this really could change their lives, honestly.
Yeah. And I mean, I was at the end of my rope, and I mean, I really was. It takes the universe, God, source, whatever your belief is, to knock you on your butt, to make you realize there's something else out there that you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be sitting in that desk, punching numbers and paying bills all day long. Like,
that is very, very true. That, I mean, you were at, like you said, like at the end where it was like,
I was
can this
done.
get any more difficult? Like, I'm already down and you guys keep kicking me.
I
That's
was
what brought you to where you are.
I was in so much pain physically and mentally. I had a great life. I have a great husband, great job, all that stuff. But yet I wanted to kill myself every day. And you can't talk about that with anybody. You have to, you have to zip it and be quiet and go to work. And I was done. Like, I really was at the end of my rope. And for me, when I made the decision to walk away, I remember I put my badge in my desk drawer and I left. And I knew I wasn't coming back the next day. I hadn't told anybody, hadn't told my husband.
I'm so freaking proud of you.
I just knew I can't do this, or I'm not gonna make it to the other end. I won't make it to be 30 if I keep doing this. And so that's what we did. It was that determination and drive.
Best story. I love that. Tina, you're kind of hard to hear, girl. What were you just saying?
Oh, sorry. I love that. And I love you and Elena. I love you both. And so I want to just wrap up on some of the things that I've heard today, and Anna and I heard today. We kind of heard push forward together against the grain through the gray zone, because your intuition and almost being just fed up with, that's just the only option, and it's not, right? There's natural approaches, and your intuition was really telling you there's something else.
Yeah.
And then what I heard you say to help you get through a lot of, the constant no's was really, it sounded like family, intuition, and just proving people wrong, which honestly, I think initially I felt like, that could be seen as bad, but if it gets you through it for the greater good, like, let it be. And I think that's amazing for you guys to still keep going, because we're still in the end of the gray zone, right? We're still in the gray zone, right? Technically right now.
Yes.
But it sounds like there's been a lot of progress in the industry, and you guys have done it with your pure hearts, out of pure love, right? And I just want to say thank you so much for today's chat and clearing up some of the gray zone for us on,
Yeah. And a couple of other comments. I love when you said, be your own investor. I wrote that down. I think that's a great takeaway from this as well. And what I'd like to do is I gave you share screen opportunity. If you want to open up your website, I had an opportunity to look at it earlier, and I was glancing around at a couple of things I'd love for you to
It was
show
like,
that.
I love this website.
I know, I clicked on it and I was
oh
like,
my
this
gosh,
is awesome.
we built it ourselves.
Really?
That was another thing. We
wow.
were just
Did y'all do the packaging and stuff too?
We've done everything ourselves.
Wow.
So we need to do a part 2 of this
Absolutely.
episode, okay? Yeah.
Oh, last question. What is your best product, like most purchased product, or like your personal favorite? Like, you're on a stranded island.
So personal favorite, just because I deal with anxiety and so much pain, I take the tincture like literally 5 times a day. Our best selling product is the bath bombs. Like,
That I've used.
we put crystals inside because I'm a big energy person and a crystal healer. And so the crystal
like for my bath.
Yes, it'll rebalance and recharge you, but it also has the CBD in there for all the medical components. So that's our best seller in retail. So we're across the United States in about 70 stores right now. We're hoping to double that by Christmas.
Oh my gosh, congrats.
Thank you. And
Are
so
doctors jumping on the train with you? Like,
Doctors?
chiropractors and yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We work with a lot of doctors. And so we focus on doctors. We have doctors test our oil. And so it's not just like we bring on a product and we're like, here you go. No, it's third party tested, but then we also send it to our doctors so they can use it with their patients and give feedback.
And y'all just launched a personal lubricant.
We do. We have a personal lube because vaginal dryness was a thing we were hearing from so many people. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And
You gotta do what you gotta do. And
Gotta
you're
do it.
supporting the ladies.
We do have a new product that's coming out soon for period relief and cramp relief. And so stay tuned.
That's
for
awesome. Good.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh, Amber, will you do like, where do they find your website and kind of navigate through that?
Yeah, so I'll share the screen just so they can
Okay.
see my website because there are a lot of companies that have started using our name. That's just that's just the nature of the game right now. And so it's Holistic Hemp Company, all spelled out.com. And I'll share so you guys can see it. So this is our website. So when you go here, sign up for our newsletter. We don't spam you 24/7 at all. We just send out, monthly little tidbits and specials that we're running. But this is what it looks like. So if you see this landing page, you're at the right spot.
Super cute.
Yes.
Yep,
so
that's what I saw.
It's progressed. I remember checking it like, 2 years ago or something?
Yes, we've changed it a lot. And then here is our Instagram. Follow us here. And if you're listening to this, if you want a special discount, because I know our stuff's CBD is still expensive. I mean, we drop our prices whenever we can, but if you're looking at this, shoot me a DM on Instagram, follow us, and then I will get y'all a special discount code.
Oh, you're the
so
best.
so you can try our products without.
DM00 maybe? I'm just kidding. Actually, I shouldn't say it out loud, right?
You can do whatever you want.
And I probably should mention, this tip is legit because my sister had her dog's back legs paralyzed and legitimately gave her dog CBD oil 2 times a day, and it was just the only thing that helped her.
I love that. Oh, thank you so much for supporting us too with that. It helps so much.
Yes.
Love it. So
well, thank you guys so much. My name again is Tina Hong, and thanks for watching #DearMillennials. You can find us on Instagram at DearMillennials00.